Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Good managers defend their staff from unreasonable customers. Great managers get revenge. The lady from our first story is so nuts, she probably can't even stand herself. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn off notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. We will take your allergies super seriously. So I manage a busy restaurant in central London. We're normally fully booked weeks in advance, even for Mondays. This was a Thursday and we were jam-packed. I was walking around making sure everyone was having a good time, and one of my waiters, super nice and a competent guy, comes and asks me to take one of his tables. I have a policy that if anyone is giving me a hard time, I'll take the table so they can stay at top of their game. He gives me a quick heads up that the issue is a woman didn't want to wait longer for her food despite having a severe nut allergy, and she was calling him stupid and saying stuff like, maybe McDonald's would be a better fit for you. I go over and talk to the lady. She's part of a group of 12, and right away she's already in my bad books. Are you someone with a brain? I look at her and laugh awkwardly and tell her, some people would argue, but I think so. My colleague tells me there's an issue with your order. Yes, I have a severe nut allergy, and he was saying things may contain traces and would take slightly longer, and asking dumb stuff like, are traces okay? I try to explain to her as nicely as I could. Oh, okay. He asked about traces to know if we can use the food that's already prepped. For a severe allergy, we can't use any of the ingredients that were prepped as there could be cross-contamination. So what we would have to do is clean down a separate area and prepare everything from scratch. But of course, we can time everything to come out at once so you can all enjoy your food together. And as for the may contain trace, that's because we don't make all our sauces ourselves, and some items are prepped in a central kitchen where we can't control. That being said, we had never had a problem with an allergy. She looks at me as though I just slapped a baby in front of her and says, so you're stupid too. Is it so hard to deal with an allergy? Our company's spending a lot of money here and we booked 6 weeks ago. A restaurant like this shouldn't be so stressful. Can you just make me my food without nuts, and if I have a reaction, I'll sue? That's when I thought she's right. So I told her, you're right, I'm sorry, we can't serve you. The sauces can't be made from scratch, and because you're unwilling to accept a risk that's comparable to the risk you would take when buying anything packaged anywhere that says may contain nuts just to cover themselves legally, I'm gonna have to say that we cannot safely serve you. To this day, when I think about her face, I smile. She was in shock. She immediately asked to speak to my manager, but was out of luck. I told her I was the general manager. Her friends didn't seem to care. I think it was a work thing because none of them reacted. But I was feeling petty since she insulted my team member and then me. So I addressed the whole table and said, I'm really sorry about this, and I wish we'd known in advance so we could have prepared for such a severe allergy. I really don't want this to sour your evening, so I'd like to offer everyone a cocktail on us and apologize. They were all really happy with this gesture. I take all the drink orders, and before Allergy Lady orders her cocktail, I tell her, by the way, we have almond syrup and nuts in the bar, so I would only feel comfortable giving you something close like a bottle of beer or a glass of wine. It cost me over £250 to give away the round of drinks, but felt so good to give her a bit of karma. The next day, I had a complaint in my emails and a bad review on TripAdvisor. Needless to say, I'd do it all again. And our second story. How I quit selling appliances. Part 1. About a week before Black Friday one year, I had a customer come into my store really interested in redoing his whole kitchen appliance setup. I talked to him about what he needed, fridge size, etc., but it quickly became apparent that he had his mind set on a certain fridge. Size didn't matter. Okay, then came the oven, then the microwave, then the dishwasher. I didn't recommend Samsung dishwashers because at the time they just didn't work. Told him to get the Bosch for a couple hundred less because it worked well and matched the style. He'd have none of it. Part 2. We sat down at the counter with all the model numbers written down. I find that we have tons of the models in question in stock. When I quoted him the price, he kind of chuckled and said, oh no, I'm not paying that. I'd already applied the Samsung bundle pricing to it. We went back and forth a few times. It came out of his mouth. I want the Black Friday pricing. And I kind of stuttered. He saw the Black Friday leak for it and wanted that pricing about a week early. I explained that I couldn't do that. Back and forth. Manager got involved. Manager just kind of waved his hand and made it happen. Part 3. Delivery was straight up for this guy. I told him I could have them delivered and installed the next day, given that he has a proper kitchen setup for the given appliances. If he has proper water lines, we can install the fridge's water line and place it. If he has a proper microwave overhead, we can install it. If he has a proper dishwasher, water line, and a spout, it'll all work. It's all proper, he says. We set it all up with proper setups being there. Set the install and setup date for 12/27. Part 4. I get a call from a customer of mine on 12/22. He wants to change his delivery date. Okay, let's do that. He wants a full Samsung kitchen scheduled for 12/27 changed to 12/23. Next day delivery. I can't do that. The schedule's filled up. The guy starts going crazy, and I realized who he was. This line has stuck with me for life. When I ordered these, I was told that I could get next day delivery. I'm asking for next day delivery. Why has the story changed? The story has changed because it's a different story now. I can't deliver these tomorrow. Well, I sold all my appliances on Craigslist and they picked them up today. I need them tomorrow. You what? I don't have any appliances for Christmas because I sold mine. I need the ones I bought now. I don't know how his Christmas went. He didn't have his appliances. He had an empty kitchen for it. Part 4. I was sitting at the desk checking on orders and stuff after getting back from my Christmas, and this guy sat down in the chair in front of me without my noticing. Oh, hey, can I help you? You know why I'm here. And suddenly it clicked. It was this guy. Yeah. No, hold on, I'll be back. I didn't come back. I just got my manager. My manager then railed into this guy about how he agreed to give him Black Friday pricing a week before Friday, about how he signed a piece of paper agreeing to take delivery a certain day, and how next day delivery the week of Christmas was impossible. The customer then explained how his family had to go through Christmas without a kitchen because they sold their old appliances on Craigslist, and my manager just laughed at him. The dude got real mad. All said and done, he took his delivery the scheduled day. Turned out the Samsung fridge was too large for his space. He needed a counter depth, and the fridge stuck out way too far. He didn't have a water line for the fridge, so they couldn't install the ice maker. His old microwave was not mounted correctly, and the installers would not install the microwave unless he paid to have a power line installed for it. He lost his damn mind. Part 5, or why I quit. 12:30 rolled around, and I came to work to a full voicemail box of about 5 voicemails about this situation ranting. I called him back, and he was just raging mad. I went into autopilot and explained that he picked out these appliances. It wasn't my fault they didn't fit. It wasn't my fault his previous microwave was hardwired like a hood, etc., etc. I gave him a new fridge that fit for the same price. He was pissed it was smaller capacity. I explained it was what his kitchen allowed. I took a hit on commission for this order to fulfill this for him, etc. I set up the new delivery for the next day, New Year's Eve. He didn't want delivery on New Year's Eve. He wanted it today, and the following exchange took place. Because you guys have messed this up, my wife has to work tomorrow, New Year's Eve. Normal people don't have to work New Year's Eve, and now she does. So I can't take delivery tomorrow. Well, I work tomorrow too, I understand. Yeah, you do. I want them today. I can't do that. I can do New Year's Day or the day after. We're not taking time out of our New Year's Day to do this. Make it the 2nd. And after going home that day, I just stopped going back into work and got drunk because this guy so successfully broke me down that I didn't really want to live anymore. Edit. I'll clarify. We offered next day delivery and installation in general. This was offered to the customer at the time of purchase. And our last story. Give your wheelchair to my son. You're not a real veteran. I recently read a similar story on Reddit, and it reminded me of something similar. When I was younger, I used to be in the Army Field Infantry. And on one of my tours in the East, I got a serious back injury. They were able to take out most of the shrapnel, but I didn't make a full recovery. When my condition stabilized and I received physical therapy, I found that I could not stand for a long time without feeling back pain. I can get up from the chair for a short time, but to walk more than 1 meter without falling down is a difficult task for me. So to the story. When I drive myself, I can easily push the pedals. It's a little difficult to get into the wheelchair in the parking lot, but I'm used to it. That day, I go to the mall and see a free space for the disabled right outside the entrance as I get in. Behind me comes a red Ford Flex with a white roof and tinted windows. Opens a window and a white mop of short cropped hair comes out. Until that moment, I thought that this look was just some kind of humor and not the harsh reality. How wrong I was. Karen, oh my God, how dare you take my place? Me, lady, this place is for the disabled. Karen, effing freaking teenager. Nowadays you can't respect your elders. Karen looks about 30. I got a little kid here, don't you see? She takes the fat kid sitting on the next seat, looks about 13, and tries to put his head closer to the window. The kid's making funny noises. Me, lady, Karen, you have to move or I'll call the police. Me, lady, you can do whatever you want, but I gotta get my wheelchair out of the car. Karen was ranting for a minute, realized she was getting nowhere, and drove off with a middle finger out the window. A happy ending? No way. Next, I moved inside the mall for about 10 minutes to pick up what I needed for dinner, and at the end, I had to get a packet of cereal from the penultimate shelf in height. I get up from my chair, I hear a high-pitched hoarse scream from Karen. Aha! Busted! I knew you were pretending to be disabled. What? Karen, I'll call the police, and they'll take you out of that place, you filthy scum. Me, I'm not Karen, shut up! Either you give your wheelchair to my son right now and we forget the whole thing, or I call 911. Do you even know who my husband is? While I'm trying to figure out what's going on, two guards come up from behind Karen. Guard 1, what's going on here? Why are you yelling? Karen, he's a scammer. He won't let me park in a disabled parking space, and now he doesn't want to give his wheelchair to my son. Security guard 2, are you okay, man? Me, a little more noise than I normally get, but I'm fine. I don't know why, but Karen's freaked out by that phrase, and she's gonna run to me. Guard 1 grabbed her forearm. Karen screams, but she calms down a little. Guard 1, ladies, please leave the building. Karen, how dare you? I'm calling my husband. She reaches into her purse and pulls out not a phone, but a pepper spray and tries to point it at the security guard. Thank God she didn't make it, and the other guard grabbed it. Sawing off aerosol in a locked room is not a good idea. Karen and her fat goblin, now I know what Eric Cartman would look like in real life, were escorted out of the store and banned for life. I was made a discount of 20% and gave certificates for another 3 such discounts. The doctor advised to learn to be happy with the most ordinary little things, so I'm satisfied. Not the worst reward for a show like this. The doctors also said that after 1 more year of physical therapy, I don't need a guard to deal with Karen, so wish me luck. I hope you get healed soon and never see that Karen again. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.